Hey guys, this is Eztheal, and I'm going to be talking about some more mechanics for Path of Exile today. Today we're going to be talking about party mechanics and drop rate mechanics. So the party mechanics of this game are pretty simple. You can have 6 people per party, so one for each class basically. Um, in order to create a party, you either have to have, friends that you go ahead and invite to a party, or there's this thing called a notice board in every town, in Act 1 and in Act 2. And here you can create your own party. So you would just go ahead and create a party here. You'd type in the name of the party, like that, and it would show up here in the notice board. You can go to public parties, and you can choose between the parties that are currently going on in the act. So far we have smoking 40 ounces and drinking blunts. And we have the Justice of Suffering. So they'll tell you how many players in each party and the level that they're looking for. So being in a party in the game does actually determine some of the in-game mechanics. There's going to be effect on monsters. There's going to be effect on loot. There's going to be effect on experience, and there's even going to be some effect on flasks. So it's important to know these before you create a party. The effect on the monsters is that the monsters gain 50% extra life for each additional party member, and they gain. So let's pretend you have a party member of 3. So not including yourself, the monsters will gain 50% for the second person and 50% for the third person. So the monsters would have double life. However, to determine the length of stuns and like the elemental damage elements that you can inflict, the original life amount of the monsters is used. So not the new life amount. So effect on the loot. Each player in a party gives each player in the party after the first will give plus 50% item quantity. So if you have 3 players in the party, then you would go ahead and give double the item quantity that you would if you were just soloing. So the effect on the experience is for each. The experience is shared between players. So only party members that are actually in that instance can get EXP. If you're in town while your fellow party members are out grinding, then you're not going to get any XP for that. And you need to be near each other to get EXP. So it's about 2 screens, maybe 1.5, where you can still get EXP for each other. So being in an area with a party member grants about a 30% increase bonus for experience, but you have to remember that that 30% increase bonus is shared between all the party members. So okay, the effect on the flasks. So only the character that lands the killing blow on the enemy will actually gain the flask charges. So the same is true for all that plus mana and plus life gained on killing blow modifiers on your weapons. Flasks also have a 75% charge recovery bonus for each member after the first one. So partying in this game is actually very beneficial. If you work efficiently as a team, then you can grind out more EXP faster than other solo players can. Alright, I want to talk about drop rate mechanics in the game, simply because a lot of people don't actually know how they work, and it's really important to be able to figure these things out. If you're looking to grind currency items, then this is probably something you want to listen to. So there is a penalty to the chance of currency items, so the scrolls, the orbs that drop in areas when when you're over leveled for content. So how can you know what level content you're in? You would press the U shortcut button, and then you can just scroll over these areas that you're in. So right now I'm in the town forest, but if I were to go, let's say, outside to old fields, you just press the U button. Let this load. You press U, and then okay, old fields, normal Act 2 is monster level 17. So if you were level 18, then you would receive a penalty bonus for that. So let's see. For each additional level that you have compared to the area's monster level, then the chance of currency item drop is reduced by 2.5%. So let's say that you're level 30 and like a level 20 area. then you would see about 20% less currency items on average. Um, Here, let me go ahead and type this out real quick. So the formula is something like this. So if you were to, it's 2.5% times your level minus the current like the area level plus 2. So you would always add 2, and that would be about 20% less. So you can still be about 2 levels above the area without receiving any penalty. So a level 30 character can be in a level 28 area, and you won't see any penalty. Uh, Currency item drops are not increased or decreased when you're fighting in areas above your level. So, you're level 25 in the level 30 area, then you won't see any penalties, but you won't get any increases either. Um, So there are 2 types of modifiers that actually affect the drop rates in the game. That's increased item rarity and increased item quantity. There's 3 different sources that you can get these modifiers on. The player, so there's different skills and passives that um, skills, passives, and gear that can help you receive this. So gear is one of the, I guess, easier found. Gear has plus item quantity and item rarity on it. There's certain skills in the game, so support gems. There's a support gem called item rarity that you can link it to your skill, and if you land the killing blow with that skill, then you would get increased item rarity or item quantity. Um, so there's also monsters in the game that have a certain sort of like kind of like a modifier on them, or like an aura you could say, and when you kill them they would have increased item rarity and quantity of what they drop, and also party bonuses, which I already explained. So the way that these modifiers stack when you're in a party, modifiers from the player, like when you're just a player, your modifiers stack additively with each other, so there's no diminishing returns on them. Modifiers from the party bonus and monsters do also stack additively with each other and are not subject to diminishing returns. So the total player bonus stacks multiplicatively with the total party and the monster bonuses. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then you should check that out. So let's talk a little bit about the increased item rarity. So increased item rarity modifiers, they just increase the chance of an item being a magic, a rare, or unique. So let's say you have a total increase of 100% item rarity. You'd get twice as many magic items, twice as many rares, and twice as many uniques from normal enemies as you usually would. The modifier has no effect on the number or type of currency items. So item rarity doesn't affect how many currency items are going to drop or how many items are going to drop. It just increases the chance of it being a magic item, of being a rare item, or of it being a unique item. When you're inside a party, only the modifier from the player who lands the killing blow is actually counted. So if one of your minions, let's say you're a summoner witch, if one of your minions gets a kill, then the minion's increased item rarity would go ahead and be added to yours, and the total is used. So if another player lands it, then yours doesn't count, their counts only. So okay, let's talk about increased item quantity now. So that modifier increases the average number of items that are going to drop from monsters and chests. It doesn't affect the type or the quality that they're going to be, but it increases the chance that something is actually going to drop. So there's no cap on the item quantity, um, but so you can keep stacking it. The base chance for an item to actually drop, I believe, is about 16%. It kind of varies between the monster types, so normal, magic, and rares. The big special monsters, the rares, and the uniques, and the mob bosses have higher drop chances, but normal white mobs will have 16%. When you're in a party, each player after in the party after the first member gives an increase plus 50% item quantity modifier, which I already explained in the previously. So increased item quantity and increased item rarity modifiers from your support gems, they don't work on kills made by damage over time effects. So poison from poison arrow will not affect the item quantity and the item rarity. Modifiers from your gear, however, actually will. So that's it for the basic, mechanics in the game for parties and for drop rates. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening, and keep watching my YouTube videos, and